Today we're going to learn about carbohydrates and nucleic acids. Carbohydrates are compounds made out of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen atoms. Their ratio is 1:1. 1 carbon, 2 hydrogen, and 1 oxygen. Living things are the main source of energy. One type of carbohydrate is a simple sugar. It is known as monosaccharides. This includes galactose, a component of milk, and fructose, and found in many fruits. Complex carbohydrates are polymers made out of many monomers. Animals store excess energy sugar called glycogen. When the level of glucose in your blood runs low, glycogen is broken down into glucose, which then is released into your blood. The glycogen stored in your muscles supplies the energy for muscle contraction and thus for movement. Next is nucleic acids, micromolecules containing hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, and phosphorus. Not considered a substance that the body uses to gain energy, it stores and transmits heredity or genetic information. Nucleotides are, of course, part of nucleoacids. They consist of 3 parts: a 5-carbon sugar, a phosphate group, and nitrogenous base. In nucleotides, ATP plays an important role in capturing and transferring the chemical energy. An example of nucleic acids is DNA and RNA. DNA is composed of 2 polynucleotide strands, right here, 2, and it encodes heredity information and passes it on, which basically means it makes you you. RNA is composed of 1 nucleotide chain. It's the intermediate phase in DNA's transformation into a protein. So without DNA, RNA would be nothing. The analogy for nucleic acids is blueprints of a house. Every cell in your body has the same blueprint or the same DNA. Like the blueprints of a house tell the builder how to construct a house, the DNA blueprint tells the cell how to build the organism. An analogy for carbohydrates is kind of like sponges. So think of your body as a glass tank filled with a liquid, and there's a large sponge that is with you in the tank. This sponge is tissue built up with strong fibers or muscles. The sponge has icky bitsy dirt stuff that is accumulated from all the things that we put into our tank or bodies. Frustrated by our dirty sponge, we decide to do something about it: exercise and diet. We lift the sponge out of the tank and dry or wring out the carbohydrates from our tissue. During this process, some of the dirt and fat is removed from the sponge. Our sponge is a little bit cleaner, and it looks even better in the glass tank after the process is complete. mRNA, or messenger RNA, is a large family of RNA molecules that convey genetic information from DNA to the ribosome, where they specify the amino acid sequence of the protein products of gene expression. DNA is turned into messenger RNA, and the ribosomes produce proteins by following coded instructions that come from the DNA. Each ribosome, in its own way, is like a small machine in a factory, turning out proteins on orders that come from the DNA, or the boss. So DNA gives orders to ribosomes.